Science and math are different things. If you take a physics class, it's mostly just applied math. But when you think about the rules of what constitutes knowledge, they're actually very different. In this video, I'll explain what science is, and I'll explain what math is. And once you understand what science is and what math is, you'll see how they are different things. What is science? The basic rule of science is the simplest theory that can match the data is the truth. In terms of the way the planets moved, at first, the simplest theory was geocentrism, and then after that, you got to Newtonian physics, which matched the data better than geocentrism did. And then after that, you ended up with Einsteinian relativity, which matched the data better than Newtonian physics did. And you can use the rule for anything else that you can observe. But there's some things which that doesn't work for. For example, consider pi. Pi has infinite digits. No matter how far you go, it'll keep going with new digits and it'll never stop. How do we know this? Because scientifically, there's no way to know this. You can't investigate all of them. Scientifically, all we can know is there are at least a million digits, or at least a million digits. But you can't prove that anything is infinite with science because you can't get to infinity ever to investigate that far. If you want to know something like pi is infinite, you have to use mathematics. You can't use science. So, how does math work? Well, you start with axioms, and then use the axioms to prove theorems, and then use the theorems to prove more theorems. Here's an example on how you would prove that the square root of 2 is irrational, and here's an example of how you'd prove that pi is irrational. That's it. Science is coming to conclusions based on data. Math is coming to conclusions based on axioms and proofs.